Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when the choices of others leave us feeling hurt, confused, or even burdened. We find ourselves questioning what went wrong, wondering if we could have done something differently, or perhaps feeling as though the weight of someone else's regret is somehow ours to carry. But today I want to remind you of something incredibly important. Regret is not your burden. The decisions that others make, the mistakes they may come to regret, are not a reflection of your worth or your journey. No matter how heavy the feelings may seem, you are not responsible for their remorse, their choices, or the path they choose to walk. Each of us has our own story, and the only regret we should carry is our own. So, let us take a deep breath, release the weight of others' pasts, and remember that the only person you owe anything to is yourself. In life, there are moments when we feel as though we are being overlooked, replaced, or discarded, as if we were just another temporary part of someone else's story. It stings. It's easy to internalize those feelings of rejection and believe that we don't matter, that we aren't valuable. We look at the people who walk away, the relationships that fade, or the opportunities that slip away, and we start to question our worth. But here's the truth. You are never disposable. The world has a way of testing us, pushing us to our limits, and sometimes it feels like we're nothing more than a stepping stone for others to move forward. When someone walks out of your life, it's easy to feel as though you were just a placeholder. But no one can truly replace the essence of who you are. Your presence, your heart, and your soul are one of a kind. The very qualities that make you who you are cannot be replicated, no matter how fast or how often people may come and go. Think about how you impact others, how you make them feel, the way you care for someone, the effort you put into a relationship, the love you give, and the trust you build. These are irreplaceable. People may believe they've found something else, something new, something fresh, but it's never the same. They will soon realize that what they thought was a replacement was merely a placeholder. The love and connection you offer can't be replaced by something superficial or fleeting. There's a misconception that if someone moves on quickly, it means they have found something better, something that fits them more. But in reality, it often reflects their own inability to appreciate what was right in front of them. People sometimes think that replacing something or someone means they've found an improvement, but that's not always true. What they fail to realize is that the value of a person or a relationship isn't in how quickly they can be swapped out or exchanged. The true value lies in the depth, connection, and history shared between two individuals. When someone moves on from you, whether it's a friend, a partner, or a colleague, it's tempting to believe that you've been discarded. But just because they have made a choice to replace you doesn't mean you're less than you were before. The truth is your value doesn't fluctuate based on how others perceive you or treat you. People may come and go, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you are worthy of love, respect, and recognition. Out of sight, out of mind. But this couldn't be further from the truth when it comes to genuine relationships and real connections. People who matter, people who truly value you, will not forget the impact you had on their lives, no matter how quickly they move on. It's not about being immediately replaceable. It's about the lasting effect you leave. Your presence changes the atmosphere of a room, the energy of a situation, and the course of someone's life. Those who fail to appreciate that will eventually feel the emptiness left behind by your absence. And here's the most important thing to remember. When someone chooses to replace you, it is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their own inability to recognize what was right in front of them. Perhaps they are too focused on what's easy or convenient. Perhaps they don't truly understand the depth of what you offer. But this is their loss, not yours. You cannot control how others see you, but you can control how you see yourself. You are not disposable just because someone failed to see your value at a certain point in time. Time has a way of revealing truth. What seems like an easy replacement now will, in time, reveal itself to be nothing more than a shadow of what was real. The relationships that are built on a foundation of respect, trust, and authenticity are not things that can be easily duplicated or swapped out. They require effort, understanding, and a willingness to invest deeply. The things that come and go, the people who come and go, are often fleeting. But what you build in your heart, the value you carry with you, can never be taken away. You may not realize it right now, but the fact that someone replaced you so quickly says more about them than it does about you. It speaks to their own limitations, their own inability to recognize true worth. And when they realize that what they replace wasn't just a person, but a piece of their own story they cannot recover, they'll be left with regret. But you will be moving forward, growing, evolving, and becoming stronger. You will be on your own path, a path that no one can take from you, a journey that belongs to you and you alone. When someone walks away from you, when they decide to move on, it's easy to feel rejected, discarded, or even insignificant. We often think that when someone replaces us, they must have found something better, something we couldn't offer. But the reality is, they will regret it. They will regret the decision, the actions they took, and the opportunity they gave up. It might not happen immediately, and it may not be obvious right away, but time has a way of revealing truth. No one can replace you. You are unique, you are irreplaceable, and no one's actions can diminish your worth. You are never disposable. True value is something that cannot be easily quantified, measured, or replicated. It is not something that can be bought, sold, or replaced in an instant. True value goes beyond material possessions, fleeting trends, or superficial appearances. It's an essence, a spirit, a way of being that is unique to each individual and each relationship. And it is irreplaceable. When we think of value, it's easy to get caught up in society standards. We are constantly told what's in, what's trending, and what is deemed valuable by others. We live in a world that thrives on the superficial, on how much we can accumulate, how we look, or how well we perform. But true value does not lie in any of these things. It isn't determined by external factors, nor can it be assigned based on the approval or validation of others. It is something deeper, more intrinsic, and far more powerful. When people leave our lives or decide to replace us, it doesn't diminish our value. In fact, it often highlights just how unique we are. No one can offer exactly what you bring to the table. No one can replace the way you make others feel, the way you understand their struggles, or the way you stand by them when no one else will. These are the traits that matter most. These are the things that define true value. And while others may search for new experiences or people to fill the space you once occupy, they will soon realize that they cannot replace what you offered. True value is about who you are at your core. It's about the qualities you possess that make you distinct and irreplaceable. It's in the kindness you show to others, even when it's hard. The loyalty you offer in moments of uncertainty. The wisdom you share in times of confusion. True value is found in the moments you give without expecting anything in return, in the strength you display when life tries to break you down, and in the way you uplift those around you. In relationships, we often mistake someone's value by how easily they can be replaced. It's easy to think that if someone moves on quickly, it's because they've found someone or something better, but that's not the truth. What they found may be new, but it will never be the same. True value isn't something that can be swapped for something new or temporary. The qualities that make you irreplaceable, the depth of your love, your understanding, your patience, your loyalty, are not qualities that can be found in someone else with the same depth or authenticity. Think about the people who have had a profound impact on your life. It wasn't their outward appearance, their possessions, or their popularity that made them stand out. It was their presence, their authenticity, and their ability to make a difference in your life. The people who make a lasting impact are those who bring something irreplaceable to the table. They don't rely on what's external to define their worth. They rely on the substance within them. Their true value lies in who they are, not what they have, or how others see them. Even when someone decides to replace you, or when circumstances seem to push you out of the picture, the essence of who you are can never truly be taken away. It can be overlooked, misunderstood, or even ignored for a time, but it cannot be erased. Your value is a part of you, woven into the fabric of your being. It doesn't rely on the actions of others to validate it. It is constant, unwavering, and indestructible. True value isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about showing up, being consistent, and bringing your authentic self into every moment. It's in the way you handle adversity, in the way you lift others, and in the way you continue to grow no matter the challenges you face. True value is not about impressing others. It's about staying true to who you are, embracing your flaws, and celebrating your strength. Ultimately, true value is irreplaceable because it is one of a kind. It's not something that can be manufactured, replicated, or replaced. And while others may try to fill the space you once held, they will soon come to realize that no one can offer the same depth, the same connection, or the same truth that you brought into their lives. When you know your true value, you no longer need to prove it to anyone. You stand firm in the knowledge that you are enough, exactly as you are, and nothing or no one can take that from you. Ladies and gentlemen, they might not understand this now. They might be caught up in the excitement of something new or the relief of moving on, but in time, they will realize that what they thought was better isn't quite the same. It might be easy to move on quickly, to think that something or someone else will fill the void, but the truth is that those voids are not as easily filled as they seem. No one can provide the exact same love, energy, or connection that you offered. People make decisions based on their circumstances, their own insecurities, or even their momentary desires. Sometimes they think that moving on from you, replacing you, is the answer to something they feel is missing in their life. They might rush into a new situation or a new relationship, believing that they found something more exciting, more fulfilling. What they fail to realize in that moment is that they are not simply replacing a person. They are losing the unique qualities you brought to their life. And those qualities, the ones that only you offered, are irreplaceable. When people replace you, they often fail to understand the depth of the bond you shared. They don't recognize the little things you did for them, the care you gave, the understanding you provided, or the trust you built. These are the things that matter in the long run, the things that create lasting memories and connections. And as time passes, the surface level attraction or convenience of something new will begin to fade. The feelings of excitement or novelty will eventually be overshadowed by the realization that the real value was in what they left behind. They will regret it because they will see that they can't find what you offered anywhere else. At first, they may feel no regret. They may be too caught up in their own life or their new situation to notice the absence of your presence. But deep down, they will begin to feel the gap left by your departure. It may show up in the form of loneliness, disappointment, or a yearning for something more meaningful. They will find that the new people or situations they sought out cannot fill the void. The way you made them feel, the way you understood them, supported them, and cared for them is something that can't be replicated in the same way. In time, the person who replaced you will see the truth. They will feel the absence, the missing piece that was once filled by you. They will wish they had valued you more, that they hadn't taken you for granted. But by the time they realize this, you will have moved on, you will have grown, and you will be stronger for it. And while they may regret their decision, you will be in a place where their regret doesn't affect you anymore. You will be free. And that is the true power of moving on. They will regret it, but that regret will be theirs to carry, not yours. But here's the important part. The regret is not your burden. You don't have to carry the weight of their mistake. They made the choice, and they will have to live with the consequences. You are not responsible for their feelings of loss or remorse. What's important is that you understand your worth and you realize that you are not defined by someone else's actions or decisions. The regret they feel will not define you or your path. The regret won't necessarily be loud. It may not come in the form of an apology or an attempt to win you back. Instead, it may come in quiet moments, when they're by themselves reflecting on the past, or when they see something that reminds them of you. And slowly, it will become clear. They had something rare, something meaningful, and they let it slip through their fingers. Life doesn't come with a roadmap, and no one is immune to hardship. Whether it's the loss of a relationship, the end of a chapter, a career setback, or personal failure, there will always be moments where we feel like we're standing still, watching others move ahead. We compare ourselves to those around us, wondering why they seem to have it all together, why we're stuck in the thick of it. But the truth is, everyone faces difficulties. Everyone goes through times where they feel lost, unsure, or defeated. What separates those who succeed from those who fall behind is the ability to keep moving forward no matter how hard it is. In the end, their regret is just a reminder that what you brought to their life was real. It was meaningful, and even though they may not have seen it at the time, you can rest assured that eventually they will. There are moments in life when it feels like the world is pushing against you. You face obstacles that seem insurmountable, and you wonder if the path ahead is worth continuing. It's easy to feel stuck, to feel like the weight of everything is too much to bear. But even in those moments, even when everything feels uncertain, the most important thing you can do is keep moving forward. This is where the regret begins. Over time, the truth becomes clear. What they had with you was real, and no replacement can match that authenticity. They might try to replace the feelings, the connection, but the reality is, what they're looking for doesn't exist outside of what you once shared. They will compare everything they encounter to you, even though they may never fully realize it. They will realize that in their haste to move on, they threw away something that had the potential to last, to grow, and to bring them a sense of fulfillment that they cannot find again. When life knocks you down, it's okay to take a moment to breathe, to process, to grieve, or to rest. It's natural to feel overwhelmed or uncertain, and there's no shame in that. But the most important step is to not stay there. It's so easy to get caught up in the pain of the present, to allow the disappointments of past to define your future. But if you allow yourself to become stuck in those moments, you will miss the opportunities that lie ahead. Moving forward doesn't always mean making big leaps or giant strides. Sometimes it's as simple as taking one small step each day. It's the act of getting up even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up even when you're unsure of what's to come. It's choosing to believe that no matter how difficult the road may be, there is something better waiting for you just around the corner. Each step you take, no matter how small, is progress. You may not see the results immediately, but over time, those small steps will add up and carry you further than you can imagine. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when the challenges seem insurmountable, but the only way to get through those moments is to keep going. It's in those moments when you feel like you can't go any further that you have to dig deep and push forward. It's easy to stop when things are hard, to believe that nothing will ever improve, but it's precisely when you keep moving forward that the change begins to happen. There are moments in life when people make decisions that impact us deeply. Relationships end, opportunities slip away, and choices are made that leave us hurt or disappointed. Often, in the wake of these decisions, we may find ourselves burdened with feelings of guilt, self-doubt, or even the weight of someone else's regret. We may feel responsible for what went wrong, as if we somehow shouldered the blame for the choices of others. But the truth is, regret is not your burden. In the end, moving forward is a choice. It's a decision you make every day, no matter how difficult the circumstances. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can't control how you respond. And the best way to respond is to keep moving forward. Even when it's hard, even when you don't know where the road leads, keep walking, keep growing, and keep believing that something better is waiting for you. One of the hardest things about moving forward is learning to let go of the past, whether it's past mistakes, past relationships, or past failures. It's easy to get stuck in what could have been, but holding on to the past will only keep you anchored in a place where you can't grow. You have to release the things that are holding you back in order to move forward. This doesn't mean forgetting about them or pretending they didn't happen. It means acknowledging them, learning from them, and then choosing to focus on what's ahead. The past can teach us valuable lessons, but it cannot define our future unless we allow it to. Sometimes moving forward means taking a different path than you originally planned. It means being open to change, to new opportunities, and to the possibility that what lies ahead might be even better than what you had imagined. Life rarely unfolds the way we expect it to, and that's okay. Sometimes the detours and the unexpected turns lead us to exactly where we need to be, You don't have to have it all figured out. Just keep moving forward and trust that the right things will unfold when the time is right. The road ahead may not always be smooth, and there will be setbacks along the way. There will be times when you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and that's okay. Progress isn't always linear. It's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns, but what matters is that you don't stop. You keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow stronger, and to prepare yourself for the next challenge. Every difficulty is a chance to prove to yourself just how resilient you are. The key to moving forward is to stay committed to your journey. There will be days when you don't feel like making progress, when you feel exhausted or defeated. But that's when you need to remind yourself why you started in the first place. The dream, the goal, the vision for your future is still there. It hasn't disappeared. It may not be clear right now, but it's waiting for you on the other side of the struggle. All you have to do is keep moving forward 1 step at a time. And someone chooses to walk away, or when a situation falls apart, it's easy to internalize their actions, thinking that we could have done something differently, that we could have somehow changed the outcome. But the reality is that other people's decisions are not your responsibility. You cannot control the way others feel, act, or choose to move forward. Their regret, their remorse, their realization that they made a mistake, it's all theirs to carry. It doesn't belong to you. In life, we are often taught to be empathetic, to take responsibility for our actions, and to learn from our mistakes. But what we are not always taught is that we are not accountable for the feelings or actions of others. People make decisions based on their own perceptions, their own emotions, and their own life experiences. Sometimes these decisions have nothing to do with you, even though they may affect you deeply. When someone regrets their choice, it is a reflection of their own process, not a reflection of your worth or value. It's tempting to carry that weight, to feel guilty for what could have been, to wonder if there was something more you could have done to prevent the outcome. But the truth is that you cannot control the way others perceive you or the decisions they make. The responsibility for their regret lies solely with them, not you. If they chose to walk away, leave you behind, or make a decision that hurt you, that is their burden to bear, not yours. The problem is that we often allow the regret of others to infiltrate our own sense of self-worth. We think that if someone regrets their actions, we should somehow carry that guilt or that pain as our own. But when you take on that responsibility, when you carry the burden of someone else's regret, you are only allowing them to continue impacting your life in a negative way. The truth is, they don't deserve that power over you. You don't have to carry their pain, their regret, or their remorse. If someone left, whether by choice or circumstance, is not a reflection of your value. Their regret is their lesson to learn. It is part of their journey, not yours. You can empathize with them, understand their feelings, but you do not need to carry the weight of those feelings on your shoulders. The decision they made was theirs, and the consequences are theirs to face as well. Your role in their story is over. There is freedom in letting go of the burden of someone else's regret. It allows you to move forward, to continue your life without being anchored to something that is out of your control. It gives you the space to heal, to grow, and to embrace what lies ahead without being weighed down by the past. If someone is regretting their actions, they will have to come to terms with that regret in their own time. You don't need to hold on to it for them. Ladies and gentlemen, by carrying their regret, you are diminishing your own growth. You are allowing yourself to be tethered to a past that no longer serves you. The truth is that regret often comes with the recognition that something precious has been lost. But that is not your fault. You are not responsible for their loss, just as they are not responsible for yours. Each person's journey is their own, and their regrets are part of their own learning process. They are not yours to carry. Sometimes the people who regret their choices may never come back to apologize, to admit their mistake, or to reconcile. And that's okay. Their regret is something they will have to live with, but it doesn't have to become a part of your life. You can acknowledge it, but you don't need to carry it. The burden of their regret doesn't have to shape your present or dictate your future. You are worthy of moving on without the weight of someone else's choices. You are worthy of embracing your own journey without being tethered to a past that no longer serves you. Regret will come in many forms throughout life, both our own and others. But it's important to remember that the only person whose regret you can control is yourself. If you've done what you could, if you've acted with integrity and honesty, then you have nothing to regret. And the rest? Well, that's not yours to carry. As you stand at the crossroads of your life, remember this. The weight of others' regret is not yours to bear. Their choices, their mistakes, their moments of reflection, they belong to them. You have already given your best, shown your heart, and walked your path with authenticity. You cannot be held responsible for their regret, and you must not let them define your journey. Your heart, your spirit, your future are too precious to be tethered to the past or to the decisions of others. Let go of the past. Release the burden of someone else's regret and move forward with the confidence that you are not defined by their choices. You are not defined by what they lost. You are defined by your own strength, your own growth, and your own ability to move forward, unburdened by the past. Regret is not your burden. So release what no longer serves you and allow yourself to be free. The future is yours to create, and it is full of promise, hope, and the beautiful possibility of what lies ahead. Regret is not your burden. It is theirs to carry. And with each step you take forward, you reclaim your power, your peace, and your right to live your life without the weight of anyone else's past decisions. Keep moving. Keep shining, and remember, you are enough, just as you are. Let go of the burden, not because you've forgotten the pain, but because you deserve to move forward, to heal, to grow, and to embrace the beautiful opportunities that lie ahead. You are not defined by the shadows of others' regret, but by the strength, resilience, and love you carry within. Your worth is not tied to their actions or their remorse.